Hey guys, Bravo Gaming back with a long overdue video. This is going to be a quick one. I'm going to do a short series of videos because there's a few things that I want to cover. This first one will be a quick look through my gaming collection and a look at my new gaming table. So we've been renovating where I live here in the house, and I've been moved to a gaming room upstairs. It used to be downstairs, so the dimensions have slightly changed with the room, so I had to sell the old table that I made, and I've picked up a new one, and I've been slowly moving all my cabinets and Kallax and all my games upstairs here. So this is the main game shelf, and as you can see, it's very fantasy dungeon crawl co-op heavy. That really is my jam. I love those sort of games. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick look through the collection. So straight off the bat, I would say loving Oathsworn at the moment. I backed that many years ago. It finally delivered a few months ago here in Australia, and I've been playing that every chance I get. And I've had the fantastic miniatures in that game painted, which will be another short video I will do soon, which are now sitting proudly in my display cabinet. But yeah, love Oathsworn, love Gloomhaven, as anyone who has watched my channel before would know. Big fan of Nemesis. Again, previous watchers of my channel would have seen the 3D build that I've done for that. If not, check it out. Big fan of Shadows of Brimstone, and Machina Arcana is a really fun game. Of the ones I've played, that's what I really enjoy and gets to the table most, but I will admit a lot of these titles I haven't played. Just as anyone who's in the hobby would know, it's all about finding the time and getting the gaming group together, because I'm not a huge solo gamer. So many remain unplayed, but I still like collecting them. I feel like somewhat of a curator rather than a player of games at times, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But I like collecting them, and I figure one day I will hand them down to the son, hopefully, and he'll have a pretty sweet collection that he will inherit from me, which helps me justify it to myself anyway. But before I move on from the game collection, a few notable mentions of games that I want to play that I haven't gotten to the table yet. I managed to pick up all of the expansions and the original core game of Darklight Memento Mori, which looks amazing. Really keen to play that. I've watched a lot of videos on it and I know I will enjoy it. Dungeon Crusade. I love Roger Deering's energy and passion for that game. It looks amazing too, and I really need to get that to the table and hopefully do some 3D build for it one day. And Madara and Kingdom Death Monster, both of those look really great too, but all of them are obviously very big, heavy games, so it's all about getting the time to get them to the table and have a few games, but I will get there one day. So that's enough of the games. I do have two other cabinets with a few more bits and pieces in them, which those two Kallax that you're looking at there, I will eventually mount up here on the wall. They will fit nicely lengthways, one after the other in that space there, once I get them attached to the wall. But that's the games, and this is the new gaming table. So it's a little bit smaller than the one I had before, but it fits nicely into the space. Obviously I would like a little bit more room around it, but there is enough room to have chairs around it, to push yourself in and out and get up and down. So it works. It measures, it's pretty much exactly 6 by 3. Which is the recessed area, and then you have the rail around it, and that's what I asked for. I had a local guy build this for me, really nice guy. His name's Brad. He did a great job, and he does that from his house. So I did make my last table with the father-in-law, but neither of us are skilled tradesmen. I mean, we were pretty happy with what we did, and it did turn out pretty good, but we're weekend warriors. We didn't really have all the tools that you need, and it took us a long time. So I figured, I found this guy local who makes them, and yeah, he did a great job. It's made out of softwood though, out of a pine, as opposed to the hardwood that the old table was made out of. So I'll be interested to see how it stands up to use over the years. No doubt it will show a bit of wear and tear as time goes on, but that's fine. It was obviously a little bit more cost effective having it made out of a soft wood. So, and I really like this stain. He used an Indian ink for that really deep dark brown, almost black finish. And what I like about it is it has this cleat system. So as you can see here, this is a cup holder which I just happen to have my Oathsworn dice sitting in at the moment, but this cleat, the rail there, it just fits in, and that way you can have the cup holders in, or if you don't need them you can take them away and maximize the use of space. But that rail runs all the way around, and when I realized that that's how Brad makes his tables, I asked him to make a few more things for me, including this token holder, which is pretty handy. You can never have too much token storage, so if you need to, just whack that onto the rail and you have a little bit more room to put your tokens and chits and any other small game accessories. So that's quite handy. And we've got a few more cup holders there. And I had him make 2 of these larger platforms. Now, these you can put like game manuals or character sheets or anything like that onto them, or this little part's removable, and that's a neoprene lined dice tray. So just slot that in like that, and yeah, I have 2 of those, so I can go one either side, so you have a little bit more room to spread out papers or sheets or whatever. They are quite large, and obviously being this long, you wouldn't want to go putting too much weight on it because it is just sitting into the cleat. But as I said, the only thing I ever envisage putting on here is like game manuals, paper, cardboard, nothing with too much weight. So that should work fine. So that's the cleat system, and you can see there, that's the cord. There's a 4 or 5 plug power board which is mounted to the underside of the table, so you do have power, which is handy. Right, so back to the table. So there's also an LED light which runs around, so that's just operated by this remote. So you can change the colour, do all sorts of weird things, strobe, fade, stuff like that, or just plain old white. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of extra ambience. Turn that back off. Now there is this ledge that runs along as well. So there's these table toppers here which all fit into that ledge, and you can put those in to create more space on top to place something else. You can leave your old game set up. You just obviously have to be careful not to leave anything too tall. That will get hit by the table toppers as you put them on. And there is also that little separator, this thing here. So you can have a couple of leaves in place and put that separator in to really section it off, to have a neat transition from the recessed area up to the table topper. And the table actually comes with this plain black neoprene, but I've got a couple of game mats sitting on top. These are all 6x3 game mats. I picked up these, this kind of cobblestone street type look one, which is quite nice. I really like that. And there's this like forest, grassy type one, which is good for Oathsworn when I play that. It's fairly thematic. And then that's an older game mat that I already had, which is another grass one. Got a couple more over there. That's a snow one that you can see on top of that white cabinet. So plenty of game mats to suit whatever we're playing. I think that's all I wanted to cover off on. So overall, really happy with the table. It suits the space well. There's plenty of options for storage, the cup holders, the dice trays, the platforms for the game manual, the character sheets, the little token tray. The light's really great, and the table toppers is something I didn't have on my old table, and I'm glad I have that because I can see that coming in handy if we ever want to play like a proper true 6x4 game. I can whack those table toppers in and play those games on the top side as well. So that's everything for the table. I'll finish this video up. Geez, we're at 11 minutes, so it went a bit longer than I thought it would. I'm going to follow this up with a few more, as I said, a tour of the hobby area, and give you guys a look at the display cabinet with the painted Oathsworn miniatures. So until then, happy gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.